Sometimes we all need that good reality check. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about this ridiculous clip that has gone all over the internets somewhere here in the US of A. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but it's somewhere. A transgender woman, a person that's a biological XY male who now identifies as female, went to a fast food joint and they paid for the food with their card. Now, on their card, they had a masculine name, Steve Rogers or whatever it was, right? So the person taking the card greeted them as sir. And since they are now transgender, that caused a big firestorm. How dare you misgender me, all this, that, and the third. Now, you've got to see this video to really understand, if you don't know, how ridiculous all this stuff is. All this, gender identity and pronouns. At the end of the day, it's ridiculous. And the only real purpose, in my humble opinion, is for attention. Now, before we go any further, let's roll the clip. In this clip, you're going to see what happened. After we get done watching that, I'll come back. I'll talk about what happened there. Then I'll give you the rest of my 2 cents and my deep detail analysis. And then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Correct? I would like you to promise me that you will stop treating trans people this way.
How I'm treating you? I'm treating you bad? And am I doing it?
Your staff.
Am I doing it?
Your staff.
They're not doing that, man.
Yes, they were.
Okay, well, no. I mean, like I said, your name on the credit card is a feminine name?
No.
Exactly. They're not discriminating you.
Yes,
no,
they
not.
are. Because someone else could be paying.
By you handing the card.
I'm sorry. If someone else was sitting here, that was a man, and I handed them that card, they would not have said anything. But because I'm alone, they're going to be and discriminate against me and be transphobic.
See? Nobody's transphobic like you're saying.
No,
Nobody
that is what's happening.
No, that's how you feel. I'm so
no,
sorry.
No, it's actually not how I feel.
Yes, you are.
There's
because
a
you're
difference.
Doing this because of that.
No, there's a difference.
Because like my sexuality, whatever it is, and I feel confident of who I am.
I'm not talking about sexuality.
That's what you're just telling me.
You don't even know what we're talking about. So how can you tell me I don't know what I'm talking about? We're talking about gender identity. You're talking about sexuality.
Okay.
There's a difference.
What are you? So I can call you. What are you?
No.
What are you?
Just why does it matter?
No. What are you?
Why does it matter?
What are you?
Why does it matter?
Oh, it doesn't matter to you. But to me, I'm a male. Okay?
Okay.
So, what are you? So I can call you a sir or ma'am. What are you?
What would you assume looking at me?
What are you?
What would you assume looking at me?
I assume that you're a man. Okay? Okay?
Thank you. Whatever.
All right, you saw that, you heard that. Now, this was hilarious. Hey, shout out to my man, the manager, or whoever that was, because I think there was another employee out there that took the card, whatever. I'm not really sure, but whoever he is, he did a fantastic job handling the situation. He wasn't trying to ridicule the person or get angry. He kept really cool, calm, and collected. He was just trying to make the whole transaction happen. It's like, look, I don't mean any harm. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just trying to make this deal. Now, however you identify as, you can identify as male, female, a block of clay. You can identify as a puff of train smoke, the morning dew on some fresh cut grass, a lawnmower. Whatever you want to identify as, it's fine. It's totally fine. But check it out. I just want to know, how are we going to go forward here? What do you identify as? What are you? Sir or ma'am, so I know how to refer to you as. If you identify as a sir, all right, boom, I'm going to call you a sir. If you identify as a woman, I'm going to call you ma'am, and we're going to go about it that way, right? And when the person was like, oh, it doesn't matter, right at that moment, I knew that this whole thing was really all about attention. First of all, you're recording this. You put it on your own TikTok page. I think the guy, he had his phone out too, so he's just recording it for his own safety. But the person, the transgender person was recording it. They uploaded it, and they made it into a whole big thing trying to get some attention. And it's like, yo, I'm not even really worried about this game you playing. Just tell me how you're gonna go forward and solve the problem. I'm not interested in fighting you. I don't know you. I'm not trying to just let's make it happen. Didn't want to do that. It was all about trying to get some attention, trying to create a problem when there was no problem. So, of course, rather than just fixing the problem, he's like, well, how do I look? What do I look like? What do you assume I look like? It's like, well, I think I look like a man. And then the person turned the camera around like, we're going to agree. It's like, man, come on. All right. Whatever your pronouns are, I don't want to assume that. And I'll talk about that part a little bit later, but come on. What's up with people that want you to think that they look like a woman that got chins the size of a whole football field? You're looking like Stewie from Family Guy right now. You're looking like a Lego character. You're looking like your head is about 15 times the size of your own body. This is ridiculous. You look like a straight football player with a helmet on with no helmet. This is crazy. You got tattoos and all. You tatted it up. Are you in a gang, Mexican mafia or something like that? What's happening here? You do not look like a woman. Now, there are some people who identify as trans that you wouldn't even know it unless they told you. Okay? So maybe rather than get mad at this dude, if you want to be in this lifestyle, do whatever you do, that's your business. I would never do anything like that. Nor would I recommend any of my family members or, if I had any kids, I wouldn't tell them to get in that. But if you want to do it, that's your business. That's your prerogative. But maybe you're not doing it very well. Maybe you're not as convincing as some of these people that are in Hollywood and whatnot, that you would never know that they are a biological male unless they told you. You're not that. You have the appearance of a construction worker right now. Okay? You're blasting music. You're blasting your music. You driving an F-250, raised up, a dually. You are a whole Paul Bunyan, just shrunk down a little bit. Tighten up a little bit, go to the gym, some surgery or something like that, and look better. Simple as that. But all jokes aside, this whole thing about gender pronouns and all this stuff and assuming what gender somebody is, you can't win for losing, because some people would say, don't assume my gender. How dare you assume my gender? Okay, what is your gender? Oh, I can't do that either because I have to guess. I got to play the guessing game. So which one is it? Do I not assume or do I assume? If I assume wrong, then am I wrong? I'm not playing these games with you. It's all about trying to get some attention. That's it. That's really what it boils down to. And you can never be correct. You never, if you play that game, it's never ending. Somebody made a good comment if it's coming from a point of view of logic and reason, right? If you got a person that comes in there, he's 6'8", looking like Magic Johnson, but he has on the dress and some heels, call him ma'am and have that be that. You don't know that person. You don't know anything about them. Just assume they want to be called ma'am and go about your day, right? Seems easy enough because you don't want to have this whole big thing going on, this whole big static. But now you got people that have, they're 6'8", dark skin, looking like Magic Johnson, a whole basketball player with a dress on and some heels. Then they got the beard. They got tattoos, gold teeth. I don't know. You got both going on. So if somebody may identify as non-binary and all this and that, what do you call them? I think at a certain point, it's best to use no pronouns. But I mean, how do you do that? I think at a certain point, we got to just stop playing these games. It's like, look, I'm going to just call you what I think that you are. And if that's not right, hey, my fault, but it's not my fault. Okay. At a certain point, we live in America, and most people, you're going to be able to identify what they are. Even if they look kind of different, they're dressing a little bit different, kind of eccentric or whatever the case may be. A prime example is Dennis Rodman, NBA basketball player back in the day. He played with the Chicago Bulls, and Jordan and people want some rings with these guys. Was also on the Detroit Pistons. He would wear a wedding dress and full makeup and all that kind of stuff, but was still a beast on the basketball court. Nobody ever thought that he was a woman. It was just, that's how he would dress. And everybody respected it for the most part. They just did what they wanted to do. So, I mean, you just have to kind of address somebody how you think they are and not really worry about the consequences. I'm not trying to really get involved in the games. I'm not trying to get involved in the back and forth. I'm not trying to give you no attention. Go about your life and live it that way. And if you must have that attention to be able to function, you might want to holler at some therapy rather than trying to holler at me. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about this video that went viral, or kind of viral at least, of the person talking about, what do I look like? Is it about attention? Like, what is that really about? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think a lot of this is some mental illness mixed with attention seeking, mixed with trying to become popular on social media. Social media can be a double-edged sword, right? You can gain a lot monetarily. You're able to change a lot of things in society for the better with it, but it can go the other way. You can lose everything. You can change society for the worst. I'm not really sure where we are on the positive, negative. I would like to see it on the positive, obviously, because of what I'm doing here. But I feel like some people are affected negatively by social media, or they had something that was already in them and social media kind of took them over the edge. I think people need to get more treatment medically that involves this whole thing, trying to get attention and going viral and stuff like that. That's my opinion, but whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.